Ace, at least over the last year and a half, seemed very organized, very businesslike. He had some help.
Being sober will do that for you, right?
Yeah, but he's been sober for like 20 years. It just seems like he's got a renewed interest in what he's doing.
Well, I get the impression relationship with Gene and Ace has never been completely fractured. Like they out of all those guys, it seems like Gene and Ace seem to still kind of have a decent relationship, somewhat.
Yes. I don't actually I'll go farther than that. Every time Ace says anything about Gene, he ends it by saying, Gene knows I love him. Gene knows I'm fooling with him. And it seems the same thing with Gene. And that's a big difference with Paul and Ace. If there's one time that Paul stepped over the line that he never should have done it, is the last time that Kiss went on Howard Stern. And Howard Stern asked about Ace and Peter.
Yeah, I know where you go.
Paul made the comment that to have them in the band, we would have to change the name from Kiss to Piss.
Yeah, it's just wrong.
Now, look, man, even if that's the truth, and it's clearly not the truth with Ace, it's clearly not. Like, Ace can still play, and Ace ain't singing the backing tracks. And I don't want to go any farther than that.
Right. Well, the only thing I'll add.
But even if he couldn't, and even if Peter Criss can't play the drums anymore, and hey, look, there's nothing wrong with Peter not being able to play the drums anymore. He's like 78 years old.
Right.
But even if he couldn't play the drums, there's no need for that. There was no need for that statement. You could have just ended it and said, hey, we moved on. Hey, we like Eric and Tommy being a band.
Right.
Like, Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons both earned the right that Kiss is theirs. And yes, both Peter and Ace have said things about Paul and Gene that they shouldn't have. They've done things. They've self-sabotaged themselves. Yes, they're drunks and drug addicts, or were. Yes, and all of that. But still, there's got to be a line that doesn't get crossed. You brought it up a couple episodes ago. What happens in the locker room stays in the locker room. And look, I can understand Peter Criss throws a rock. Paul Stanley feels the need to throw a boulder back. Ace Frehley throws a boulder. Paul Stanley feels the need to throw a grenade. I understand all of that. Not to that level.
Absolutely. I agree.
Not to that level to me.
No, in a way, he's kind of shitting on himself saying something like that. Like that, again, it's between the four of them, but there's some of the stuff that goes on is so childish. It's like, give me a break. You know?
I believe that Paul lost quite a bit of credibility to quite a bit of Kiss fans. Whether it's temporarily or forever or not, when it comes to Peter and Ace, as far as I'm concerned, Paul's credibility is shot because he had to stoop to a level that's beneath him. He didn't need to do that.
The other thing too, like, I don't know if you've heard the same. I've heard Gene in interviews, and then we can move on. But I've heard Gene in interviews, like, kind of like almost like feeling like he should have been more of a protector to Ace and Peter, but he was too interested in getting tail. But he said that there were some certain times where he felt like he could have kind of tried to rein them in more and be more of a, I don't know, more of a mentor. I've heard him say it, something like that.
I've heard him say it too. I don't think anything would have helped them to or changed anything. It was just destined to be what it was. 99.9% of us as fans don't know shit about what we're talking about. Nothing. We listen to the interviews.
Right.
You could be the craziest, most dedicated Kiss fan. 99.9% of us weren't there. I can't fact check the credibility of the people that speak out today or have spoke out. that tell stories. The only people that know for sure are the four guys in the band. And you're going to get, most of the time, four different versions of what they believe is the truth. Look, this is our opinion with the information that we have.
Right.
Look, am I 99% sure just by everything that I've heard and watched and listened to that Peter Criss continued to sabotage himself all the way up past 2004? Listen to Peter Criss's last solo album, man. If that ain't sabotaging yourself, I don't know what is.
One of the things that as bands always get compared to is it's like a marriage, and you never fully know what's going on. The only people who fully know in a marriage is the two people. But at the same time, if you're having a fight out in public, you're going to know that something's going on. So that's kind of the same thing. Like they let a lot of the dirty laundry spill out. So, you know, I say this the comment where there's smoke, there's fire a lot. So, it's no secret that Peter tried to quit the band like about 12 to 15 times through the time that they were together.
If it's too loud, you're too old. Peace out.